Hi, I'm Evan Cohen. I'm general manager of FourSquare. We're a New York City-based company that
Ask how many people are using FourSquare.
What's that?
Ask how many people know who
I was going to get, how many people are using FourSquare? Do we have any users in that? Ah, good. By the end of my talk, everyone will. We develop mobile applications that help people use their cities and their world better. We sometimes think about ourselves as a social utility based on social networking and creating dynamics. So I'm going to explain what all that means in a moment. But let me start with an anecdote. On the way over here to Barcelona, I'm based in New York City. I stopped in Cohen for Saturday night. I have some friends there. There's a crazy carnival season going on there now, and I have some friends. The whole night is bar hopping. We're trying to coordinate meeting up with dozens of different people each sort of hour. You move on to have drinks with other groups of friends in this festival city atmosphere. And none of my friends are there. We're using FourSquare. FourSquare does work in Germany, but we don't have a large user base there yet. And instead, they were trying to connect and arrange and make plans with friends using old style or existing technology, which meant a lot of voicemails and texting and trying to coordinate with 5 different groups and all these missed texts and back and forth. It was incredibly frustrating and a bit inefficient. We mixed up plans and we didn't meet everyone we wanted to. And it really struck me how frustrating that experience can be. What we've done at FourSquare is develop a tool that makes it incredibly easy for you to hook up with your friends when you're out in the world and on the go. The way the service works very basically is that when you're at a bar or restaurant or really anywhere out in the world, you load the application on your phone using geo-awareness data. It figures out where you are. It gives you a list of places that are in your immediate area. When you check in, by checking in voluntarily, it broadcasts a message to all of your friends that you're at a given location. And you can append a message as well, such as, I'll be here for 20 minutes, please stop by for a drink. And it's quite an efficient way to communicate with a big group of friends. And one of the things that it facilitates is those really electric, beautiful moments when you're sitting in a bar or a pub and all of a sudden a friend drops by that you didn't expect to see. That sort of very lovely accidental moments in life are now made a bit more efficient and routinized if you're using a service like FourSquare. In addition to just this simple mechanic of checking in and having your location broadcast to your friends, there's innovative gaming dynamics that we take advantage of to make it fun and exciting to check in. So in particular, when you are out somewhere and you check in, you get a certain amount of points. If it's a new place that you've never been before, you might get 5 points. If it's a place you go to all the time, you might get just 1 or 2 points. And in any given week, you accumulate a total of points, and you compare your point total versus your friends. And there's this sort of fun competitive dynamic that emerges that it almost makes going out and about in the city, living your life, fun and sort of like a game. In addition to just total points, you also can earn things that we call badges. They're little virtual icons within the FourSquare service, whereby we try to reward people for doing fun, interesting things. So if you go to karaoke a couple of times a month, you get a special badge. It's called Don't Stop Believing. If you go to the gym 4 times a week, you get a gym rat badge. If you go out 3 nights in a row during the week, you get a special badge called the school night badge. So there's all these sort of fun, quirky rewards that you get for doing interesting things in your city. I think one of the interesting things that's happening as well is that we're expanding beyond just the sort of bar nightlife arena, which is where the service really has found its home. And people are now checking in from gyms, from airports and train stations, from shopping centers and stores. It's kind of a really powerful and fun way to track everything that you're doing in the city and in your life. It can become very addictive and fun as a way just to measure how you're using your city better and to communicate out with your friends. As we talk about the state of now today, I think location-based services, FourSquare is one example, and there are many others, are a really exciting and important segment of what context. So sometimes I think about FourSquare and our competitors as a verticalized Twitter experience. It's all the things that make Twitter so magical and dynamic and energetic and electric, but apply to a very specific topic area of going out, using your city. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's a very powerful and exciting trend, this whole area of location-based services. Another thing that's sort of profound about location-based services as a category is this idea that we're taking online services or digital services and making them influence real-world behavior. There's an incredible value, of course, it's happened online with the communication tools and how you do information dissemination and how you consume media. All these things are incredible, but a lot of it is, of course, sitting in front of your computer at home, engaging in that experience. And what's exciting about location-based services is they sort of bring all of this magic and power and efficiency of digital communications and they affect how you actually live your life in the real world. So we're seeing a lot of energy around that idea that the real world is influenced by digital. The other thing I'll say about our category, location-based services, as a reason why I think it's a particularly exciting example of what's happening in the States now, I think there's a sort of a native or embedded business model in there, and that's great because it means that our companies that successfully compete here will have a sustainable way to sustain business long term. And what I'm referring to is that we offer a really unique opportunity for venues, for stores, for bars, for restaurants to communicate and advertise to users when they're out in the city and they're out on the go. One day we'll be able to achieve this vision of walking by the Starbucks and getting a coupon on your phone because it knows where you are and saying, hey, if you come in the next 20 minutes, you get 20% off. We're not literally doing those things yet, but we're on the way. And those kind of location-based advertising services are core to the kind of service that we provide. And I raised it as an interesting point because a lot of incredibly exciting web or digital ideas don't necessarily have a very clear way of how they're going to make money. I think we're operating in a space where there's real value to deliver local advertisers. I've mentioned FourSquare a bunch of times as an example. It's not the only one in the market now. We have a number of great competitors who all Bright, Kite, Loops, Yelp, probably Twitter itself, and Facebook will get into this space. So while I've used FourSquare as an illustration, I'm really trying to communicate how exciting and broad this is as a category of location-based services. And I think over the next 6 to 12 months, I know over the next 6 to 12 months, we in the industry will hear more and more about these things as some of the big guys get involved and start introducing similar types of services. We're going to see a very intense and dynamic competitive landscape. Of course, from my point of view, we hope and expect that FourSquare will remain an innovator and a leader here, but we're excited to also see other people jumping in and improving the quality of these services overall. I'm happy to take a couple of questions, a minute or two, and/or I'll be around afterwards to chat. Please. Yes.
What prevents you from scaling up globally immediately? Why start only from small locations and then expand out?
The question was about globalization and what's preventing us from going global quite quickly. When we started the company a year ago, for various technical and data reasons, indeed the service was very limited to a specific set of cities where we could buy third-party data about venues. In December, throughout the fall, we reinvented the service, and in December we announced that FourSquare is now available worldwide. So it indeed does work anywhere and everywhere in the world. And the way we get information about local venues, addresses, and all the information we need to make the service powerful about the local venues is that we crowdsource the information. So our users who are very, in many cases, very addicted and very committed to making the FourSquare experience better, we have users who help populate our databases of venues. So it's a little bit of a long answer. The short answer is that indeed FourSquare does work everywhere, and we're aiming to expand in terms of users. Please.
And
Yep. The question was about if you're an owner of a venue, of a bar or restaurant, how do you influence what's being said and control the information? The answer is we're building it right now. We're going to introduce a system that we call Claim Your Venue, where we have a set of tools for bar owners and restaurant owners and every type of restaurant venue owner to make their information on FourSquare official. So if you identify a very important point, we're working on it. We'll be rolling it out very soon. Okay, that's time. Please call me afterwards if you have any other questions, and very nice to talk to you again. Thank you.
Great, thank you.